This time on One Foot Flipper, I buy a bunch of stuff I don't have any room for. Stay tuned.
One Foot Flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the One Foot Flipper. It is the 29th of January, just after noon, getting close to the end of the month. Thought I'd update my year-to-date sales so far, and they are terrible. Year-to-date right now, I am at $5,918.25 worth of sales. Now, to compare, I did about $12,000 in that same time period last year. So, huge drop. Overall, I was $10,000 to $12,000 a month before I started my YouTube channel, and I'm in the toilet right now from my year of the death pile, year of health problems, year of everything going wrong. But I'm hoping to improve it. I bought a huge lot of Pokemon store promotional items earlier this week. I've got a lot of them listed already. I didn't show the haul because I showed a haul of that stuff last time. Nobody cared. It just got me less views than normal and a couple unsubs, so I didn't show it, but you can go see them on there. So if you want to buy like big banners that would be hanging up in the store or big cardboard Pokemon displays, I've got them, and a few other people do. So they're in there. A couple of people commented they wanted to start a GoFundMe or something like that to help me. I'm not in that sort of financial situation whatsoever. I simply do not have the large savings that I'm not going to have the large amount of savings that I once had. I'm still fine. My house is still paid for. All my cars are paid for, and I'm still going to have some money in the bank. If you feel like you need to help me, you can buy something. You can join the channel membership if you want to, but I don't need a GoFundMe or anything like that. So let's get on to some real video stuff that might be a little more interesting. All right, I just bought a bunch of stuff I don't have any room for. Saw a bunch of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Promotional items, posters, displays, and things like that I get from my various retail contacts. I didn't have any room for the stuff, but when one of those guys gets in contact with me and wants to get rid of stuff like that, I pretty much just got to take it, because otherwise somebody else will get the call next time, and this person wasn't even one of my regulars, so I would prefer to keep that stuff going even if I don't have room for it at the moment. So I'll have to figure out where it goes. We sold some stuff. The two cameras I couldn't find in the last video, $9.98. Got some used cassette tapes sold as blanks, $3.69, lot of 6. Yeah, big money day. 3 vintage, very vintage, like 100-year-old Needlecraft magazines, $7. Yes, this day is going to buy me a new car for sure. A unused leather journal came from Jimmy the Dolphin Flipper, so he'll get some money on his spreadsheet. Sealed Disney VHS, Homeward Bound. I think it was $4 probably. Most of them are down to that price. Oh, nope, $5.05. That's a big dollar one. I miss anything? And I took an $18 offer on this little bag of 5 painted Warhammer figures. And that's all my sales for the day. Not too many, but I'm sure this video will have more than one day worth of sales. So I got a great message with an order on my card account over the weekend. Said, with buyer's note, please ship this with care. I expect to get the mint copy that's pictured in the listing like you, and it's the letter U, describe in the description, or I will return it. ... Thank you. And we clicked through to, his name's Jeff. Jeff's feedback, look at left for others. Well, first we look at feedback received, and oh my, there are multiple soft positives, which is when somebody leaves a negative as a positive. Multiple soft positives right at the top there, and then go to left for others. In the last 6 months, he has left 1 negative, 2 negatives, 2 negatives, 2. Just in the last 25 feedbacks, he left 2 negatives and 2 neutrals, and going back pages before, it's the same thing. Lots and lots of problems. And you go through to his store, And guess what he sells? He sells graded cards. And what is he buying from me? A nearly worthless card that he somehow is expecting to be a Gem Mint 10. And it better be, or else I'm going to be in trouble. I reached out to the Timmy, and I said, hey, so we don't waste our both time, and I'm assuming that you want to cancel this if the card has even the slightest flaw. No answer. A day later, I actually got the card out, looked it over, really good. Note, this is a $2 card, people. $2. Looked it over. It did have the tiniest surface flaw in the back. Sent him a picture of that. Asked me if he still wanted it. Still no answer. Isn't that great? He's a seller. He's had 3 days to answer these questions. I bet if somebody sent him an item question, he would answer it. Said he's specifically not answering these because he's already decided that he's going to get this card for free no matter what he does. So, isn't that great? Sales are up right now. They're still half of what I really want them to be, but at least they're on their way back up again, which is a positive. So I know some of you are going to look at yourself, or you're going to talk to me, and they're going to say, Paige, I've been trying this reselling out, but it's not working, it's failing, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And, well, the first thing I'm probably going to say to you doing wrong is that your prices are too high, but let's get past that. The fact is that you might copy someone else's business model and fail terribly. As you see, each and every one of you out there has a unique combination of skills, knowledge, contacts, location, and personality. The business model that works for somebody else might not work for you. Everybody has really got to figure out exactly what is going to work best for them. Now, the following below, not going to be meant as an insult to anybody mentioned. All of these people have great things going for them, and good for them. But looking at like some other people's business models that I know from YouTube, like I couldn't do J-Ride's specialty of buying reasonably priced items at thrift stores with 200% sell-through rates because my local thrift stores are generally not reasonably priced. And I don't think I ever once found a reasonably priced, high sell-through rate item at all in one of my local thrift stores. I'm simply in the wrong location to be trying to follow J-Ride's model of buying high sell-through rates at the thrift stores because they're not at my thrift store, or if they are, they're priced at eBay prices. Where I live, the MERS Corporation administers our Goodwills, and they largely price everything at eBay price or above. Most of the time, I cannot even break even on my time spent walking in the door of one of them. Like, if I'm in there for an hour, I'll be lucky to walk out of there with $20 worth of profit, which that only covers my time for the hour, doesn't cover my listing time or anything else. And even that's not that great. That's why I rarely even go in there. Where I live, basically, they overprice everything in the store, then they dump it all at the Goodwill outlets instead, let everybody fight over it, because since most of it doesn't sell at the store, and that's what they do here. That's how it works here. Might work completely differently where you live. Or another thing I couldn't do, I can't buy huge 99-cent, or it could be $1.99, I'm not sure which it is, garbage bags full of plush at my Goodwill outlet and sell them all and whatnot like Harry Tornado does. One thing, my Goodwill outlet doesn't have special prices on plush. They don't have special prices on anything other than glass. So everything heavy at my outlets ends up in the dumpster because nobody will buy them. And secondly, even if I could buy the $1.99 or 99-cent garbage bag full of plush, I don't have Josh's following. So I would not get the same prices that he does. And that's no offense meant to him. He is a popular man. He and his wife are popular people, and their whatnot auctions would do better than mine would. And I'm not mad at him for it. But that business model wouldn't work for me. Same thing. I can't buy cool looking glass items and sell them at great prices like the crazy lamp lady does because I'm missing one factor. I am not the crazy lamp lady. I promise you, you could buy identical items to what she sells and you will be unable to move most of them at a fraction of the same price. My wife has done this over and over again. She buys things crazy lamp lady sold for $50 or $60 and we can't get anyone to take them off our hands at any prices. Now, look at another model. I can't find 30 clothing items that sell for $30 a day like Daily Refinement does because I don't live in one of the wealthiest cities in America. That stuff isn't hitting my local thrift shops in any real numbers. And most of it does is either priced to the moon or it vanishes in backdoor deals and never hits the floor. So that business model doesn't work everywhere. Not everyone can do it. And I bet most of you probably can't find a seemingly never-ending supply of Warhammer figures and Pokemon store promotional items like I do because you don't have the same contacts that I do. What you really need to do is to figure out what works for you and lean into that the best you can. And really, it could be that all your basics are actually great, and the difference between success and failure for you is just getting lost in the details. Like, you're not really being efficient at what you're doing, or you're not optimizing what you pay on shipping for every single order. You're just clicking OK and buying whatever's in front of you. You're not checking the difference between Priority, Ground Advantage, UPS, even FedEx, although I'd never use FedEx for every order. You're not checking for cubic prices. You're not doing any of that. That alone could be the difference between success and failure if you sell larger items. It could be that you're just trying to pick and sell items that aren't common enough in your area to specialize in. You might need to find someplace else to put your knowledge because there just are not enough fugglers in rural Tennessee to keep a fuggler specialist going. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you need to look and optimize what you have to the best of your ability. If you're the kind of person who's scared to talk to people and bad at negotiating and everything else, then you're probably not going to want to try to find things through contacts. But if you are great at talking to people and you're good at negotiating, you should absolutely try to make some contacts, try to make things come to you, try to buy bulk deals. That also could be the difference between your success and failure. This could be putting a few wanted to buy ads on Facebook, do a little bit of networking. That might make all the difference you need. Ultimately, though, you've got to construct your own business model on every factor. And believe me, you should have a business model. Do not ride everything by the seat of your pants, making every single thing in your business be a special case where you decide every single time what sort of item you buy and how much profit you need to make on something and what sort of shipping rules and costs you do. Don't decide that every single time. You should have guidelines as to how you do things. At the very least, it keeps you from making bad decisions and it keeps you from wasting time on even having to make decisions. I don't have to make any decisions on which shipping rule I pick when I put an item in, because I already have a set of guidelines that make the decision for me. So I don't waste time thinking about it. I already know from my guidelines which shipping rule to pick. And should really make for yourself, even if they're only in your head, guidelines for everything in your business like that. It could just be like, oh yeah, I don't buy anything that won't fit my tubs. Because you know, if you buy something that doesn't fit in your tubs, it's going to be on the floor, in your warehouse, in your basement. You're going to be tripping over it for the next 3 months until it sells. It doesn't matter what it sold for because it cost you more money in grief than it was worth. So find rules that work for you. It's Sunday, early Sunday afternoon, and we've got a decent amount of orders for this weekend. Orders have really picked up. I'm going to show them to you in a minute, but one thing I'm going to say is I'm probably not going to do any more music videos for a while. Y'all, everybody says they're funny, but all they do is make me lose subscribers. So, and they take an incredible amount of time to do, and I'm not really all that musically talented. Other people who have been doing the same thing since I started doing it, they are far more talented than me. So, go look at Soda City Flip's video, or some of the Trash to Cash guys have been doing them as well. Go find those. Mine's terrible, and I'm probably gonna delete it very soon. But let's look at some sales. I sold a War Machine in-box miniatures kit, $40, less shipping. This is all plus shipping, of course. I don't do free shipping. And I don't think you should either, but you know your business better than I do. Oh, it's way back here. Got a message from somebody. They did not want to buy this Schleich tower, but they offered me full price on it to just have all of the pieces off the top to help restore other towers for, and they just wanted to buy the pieces at full price, but just to pay less shipping, which is great, because then I'll be stuck with this tower that nobody will want to buy since it's missing all the top pieces. But a little bit of spray paint and some painting details. I can reuse this for wargaming terrain, so big bonus for me. I get a huge piece of wargaming terrain for free. I sold 3 different Warhammer Minotaurs to the same customer at right around $19 each. They were all offers. I've turned offers back on. I had them off for the longest time because I didn't like dealing with them. You can set your offers to automatically decline at a certain point, but that does not work if you use an automatic markdown schedule. You have to go back in and manually change that for every item, which is nuts. And before, when I just had open offers on my card store, I was getting hundreds of lowball offers per day, and that is also nuts. But I tried turning it on this store, and it's done pretty well for me so far. Might turn it off again later, but for now, it is on. Sold a card mat, Kill Anime, $12.69. I sold 4 sets of Bachman model train trestle sets, total of 68 plus shipping. I did take an offer on those. Sold them for actually $3 less than I normally sell them for, even though they sell at full price, because hey, get a bunch of them out of there at once, right? Sold a box of very old Christmas cards that I pulled out of a dumpster, $9.52. Let's drop stuff all over the place, Paige. Yeah, that's great. I sold another fantasy miniature. This is a Minotaur. Sold for, no, this is not a Minotaur. This is not even time for that thing. I'm bad at YouTube, apparently. I sold an Ultra Pro Rotary Counter thing here. Used to keep track of health and Magic Gathering or whatever other numbers wanted to. It's foil. It's got a dog on it. $10.16. 3 of Julie's retired Barbies sold a lot. $7.53. Yeah, the Barbie movie didn't do anything for the value of Barbies. Generally, I think people thinking that a new movie does something for the value of things, it only does so for about a week, and then everything goes back to normal, unless the movie actually causes a long-term renewed interest in whatever the thing is, which usually movies don't. Grease soundtrack, $8.13. Original Little Mermaid poster. This has the artwork that's supposedly banned. $40.49. I got this from a big lot of posters that I got from ADH Dave that has made me hundreds of dollars so far. Thanks, Dave. I got some vintage theater binoculars that have a steampunk look to them. $23.29. Not bad. I don't remember where I got those. Oh yeah, I do. I got them from my buddy Jake. What else do we got here? I sold a big old Pokemon floor display. This will stand up all on its own. It turns into like a big circle on a stand. That sold for $52.38. I got a PlayStation light gun. GunCon, $22.86. What do you bet that the person returns this because these don't work on LCD TVs? I give it even odds. Golf club head cover, $7.61, poor condition, missing an eye, got a hole in it, but all that's in the description. $7.61. Bob Welsh French Kiss, $4.34. I have no idea who Bob Welsh is. Starship Troopers bookshelf game, Avalon Hill, $22.71. See these games right here that look like this, Avalon Hill? You only paid a couple bucks for these. You can pretty much always safely pick these up. Almost every one of them is worth selling. There's a couple that only sell for 10 to 12 shipped, but the majority of them are 20, 30, 40 shipped. So you'll be fine, especially if you're buying big collections of them. Bachman Brothers Circus water tank train car. I sold 2 of these, $47.13 each. Sold a Magic the Gathering deck. The deck inside is sealed, but the packaging is gone because it was a 4-deck product that was split up. That's why the packaging is gone. All right, now we sell this guy. This is a Minotaur. Sold for $50.80. Not bad at all. I love fantasy miniatures, but I will not have the $20, $30, $40, $50 ones in my own collection because I can also buy a Minotaur figure for $6 and paint that one instead of using the kind of super cool older one. Very plain Aeropostale shirt from the 90s, $4.64. Not worth picking up. I just had it because there was a stack of shirts that had a bunch of good shirts in it. I just asked how much for the stack, and I paid for the stack, and I just went ahead and listed every shirt in the stack. Got some Legion card dividers. Use this for your collectible cards to just put in the box to keep one section from the other. And this one is a viewer sale. Kathy Cavanaugh, 1 grade EMT. Thanks, Kathy. She bought the Q4 Death Pile Monster. Only one of these left, if I remember correctly. And the classic Death Pile Monster. Thanks, Kathy. All right, I think that's about all I got for today. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.